It's just a portion of my life. We're African American, and we play with other races, obviously, but those issues impact us and impact us in a big way. I'm pretty sure we've all had family members or even dealt with situations with cops in the past, and it's unfortunate. And yes, like you said, I'm on the football field, I'm competing. Doing what I love to do, but at the same time, you still want to shed light on what's going on in this country and in this world. And at the end of the day, it's about knowing what's right and knowing what's wrong. And I was wrong. What happened to Jacob Blake was wrong. And as a unit, as teammates, as coaches, as players, we have to do whatever it takes to start to spread positivity and push the needle in the right way.
The Colts also foregoing practice Thursday, saying on Twitter that they will use the time to discuss and work towards making a lasting social impact and inspiring change in our communities. When we come back here on NFL Total Access, we've got a report from Patriots camp all the way out. Cam Newton is looking at his quest to be QB1 for New England and pick up where QB12 left off.
Yo, Deshaun, how about I only lost 60% of the time?
I ain't big fella. I just don't use my left arm for 60% of my passes. Coach, I'm only showing up for 60% of the passes. Cool?
I'm only coaching to win 60% of the games anyway. Only 60% of y'all voted in 2016? That's not gonna get it done. We can't win if we don't play. Register.
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 Register to vote.
We're all spending more time in our own space, so why not own it? Browse Enterprise Car Sales' wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles and start buying online. Plus, utilize vehicle delivery options. When you're ready, we're ready.
This is Khalil Mack, and this is what Khalil Mack does. Textbook. Want to see more of that? Yeah, us too. Picture perfect form. That's why the NFL created Way to Play using science, research, and data to promote proper technique. To teach better tackling, we helped make this happen. Smarter equipment, so that we can have smarter play from the NFL down to JV.
That's what I'm talking about!
For a future that looks a lot like Khalil Mack.
Nachos come with rules, like don't take the fully loaded chips, don't hog the guac, and never take the last one. But with the $5 Grande Nachos box from Taco Bell, you can break all the rules, because this meal's all yours.
Lisa, let me help you with that. You should look into shopping online at Chewy. You can get that big bag of dog food delivered to your door.
Plus, Chewy ships fast and free. Free? Yeah. Check it out. We get all of our pets' food and toys. They even have prescriptions.
Don't forget about Tucker's new ride.
Aww. Is that because of Bosco says? Get fast, free 1 to 2 day shipping with Chewy. Download the app today.
Hope. It is the light in all of us that cannot be extinguished. It rages on to give us a glimmer of what we can do and of who we can become. Because hope fuels opportunity. University of Phoenix is awarding up to $1 million in new scholarships through September. Yes, hope is alive and well. See what scholarship you qualify for at phoenix.edu.
Opiates is taking everything and everyone I've ever loved away from me. Everything.
I blew my ankle out and I got prescribed pain pills by my doctor. If making my story public is going to help somebody, I'm all for it. I just wish I would have had a warning.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth. Spread the truth.
Tomorrow on NFL Total Access, we're live at the Giants blue and white scrimmage from MetLife, plus the Falcons, Vikings, and Raiders at the stadium and on the field tomorrow, 7 Eastern.
Play fantasy football with the NFL for a chance to win exclusive prizes, including a trip to the Super Bowl and an epic fantasy playoff party for you and your league at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Download the NFL Fantasy app or visit NFL.com/fantasy suites to learn more about the NFL Fantasy Sweepstakes presented by Caesars Rewards.
Pittsburgh Steelers practicing today. Head coach Mike Tomlin, traditionally a man of work, enjoys practice, enjoys being around his team. This week, though, he did take the opportunity to discuss social issues in America while also working. And he can keep the ball on his message from Pittsburgh.
Ben Roethlisberger told us that Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin did indeed address the social upheaval gripping the country and the sports world at Thursday morning's team meeting. But both Roethlisberger and Tomlin said canceling practice was never a consideration. Roethlisberger said he feels the most important thing for him and the Steelers right now is to listen and to educate each other. Tomlin again reiterated that he will support his players in any action they choose to take, as long as that action is done thoughtfully and with class. And so, out on that field, Roethlisberger once again continued to look better than he did the day before. He's getting his timing down. And he revealed this week that this is the first time in over a decade that he has none of the lingering minor elbow pain that he has actually dealt with. He spoke very highly of his young receivers. But he did say when asked that in 11-on-11 drills for the Steelers, it's still the defense that's coming out on top.
And those were the best defense in the NFL. The New England Patriots a year ago, they get Cam Newton to replace Tom Brady as their quarterback. They had practice today, but there were some players who were conflicted about having practice and about what the best practices are to obtain a more just society. Mike Giardi reports from Foxborough.
The Patriots practiced on Thursday, but they weren't sure whether that was the right decision or the wrong one. Rather, just routine. But clearly the players' hearts are heavy over the shooting of Jacob Blake in Wisconsin.
And I think for us, right now, we're trying to figure it out. And I know for myself, you feel a sense of responsibility. I know the neighborhood I came from wasn't the greatest. I know there's a lot of people that look like me that are still in that same neighborhood. And there's a lot of people in neighborhoods right here in the New England area that are suffering, and we're all hurting when we see what took place in Wisconsin. I just feel like overall, until people turn on different things and we watch that and we all have that same outlook of like, man, like what is going on? Like this is heartbreaking, this is terrible. It just doesn't matter, man. And I've just felt very hopeless the last couple of days.
Far cry from where Devin McCourty was when I spoke to him a few months ago. He was feeling hopeful that maybe the protests had changed America and maybe we were moving in the right direction. But as you heard there, not feeling that way now.
Tomorrow on the NFL Network, we'll be back at the Patriots to see all the action from the field in Foxborough, and we'll check in with the Falcons and the Vikings practices. Also, Colts head coach Greg Wright and Seahawks new tight end Greg Olsen will join us on Inside Training Camp Live starting at 10 a.m. right here on NFL Network. Coming up next on NFL Total Access, Eric Hendricks delivers some of the most pointed comments of the day on the need for change, unity, and why now is the time for the league to fight.
Bridgestone Dueler tires are built to drive around the entire Earth 3 times. Now someone just needs to build the road. That's clutch performance. Bridgestone, official tire of the NFL.
The NFL season is 17 weeks, 32 teams, 256 games, plus preseason and playoffs. That's over 50,000 plays. Like this one, each generating thousands of data points that can help the NFL understand player health and safety like never before. With Amazon Web Services technology, we'll simulate in-game scenarios millions of times to pinpoint where and how we can advance player safety. That's building a better game.
This selenite grade is so pretty, isn't it?
Wow. Jim, could you cut the hood for us?
Here she is.
Turbocharged, right?
Yes, it is.
Jim, could you kick the tires?
Oh, yes.
Can you change the color inside the car?
Oh, sure. How about blue?
That's more cyan, but jump in the back seat, Jim. Act like my kids. How much longer? Exactly how they sound. It's got massaging seats too, right?
Visit the Mercedes-Benz summer event or shop online at participating dealers. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on select new and certified pre-owned models.
My mom actually was a nurse at St. Jude. She would come home and tell us the stories of all the children that she got to work with on a daily basis. We were taught and raised that we all exist here on this planet to benefit others. That's how my wife and I feel when we give to St. Jude every month. Our giving is right up there with our mortgage. That's the priority that we put on giving to St. Jude.
Bridgestone Turanza tires are engineered to make sure nothing comes between them and the road. Especially not a little bit of water. That's clutch performance. Bridgestone, official tire of the NFL.
3 Thursday only on NFL Network.
All the greatest fantasy teams like you, Mahomes, cooking. You signed up with NFL Fantasy, drafted a team, and you're in for a chance to win a trip to Caesar's Palace for your league playoffs. Exclusive experiences with DK Metcalf, Derrick Henry, and more. Download the NFL Fantasy app today.
Searching for a bumper cover replacement after yours disappeared on the freeway? Got it. What about that driver's side mirror that just fell off when you back out of the garage? Got it. Or a taillight your brother-in-law broke with his bad golf swing? Got it. At CarParts.com, we know the most important part of all is the one you need to get your car back on the road. We carry a huge inventory of parts, even collision parts, with savings of up to 50% off. All delivered to your door and covered by our 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get the right part for the right price right now at CarParts.com.
Promotional products may not be able to talk, but you can be certain they're saying a lot in a language that's beyond words. Like, thank you for all you do. We value your partnership and welcome back. The right products say a lot about you, your team, and your brand. And 4imprint speaks their language. So when your message matters, count on the certainty of 4imprint. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Back here on NFL Total Access, national champion, Heisman Trophy winner, number 1 overall pick, Joe Burrow, reaching out to folks on Twitter asking how they can hear the pain black people are going through and dismiss it as nothing. How could you hear that pain and respond with anything other than I stand with you? Spirited statements from Kevin Byard and Ryan Tannehill of the Tennessee Titans today. Those were posted online, reaching out to the community, asking for understanding. And Kenyon Drake of the Arizona Cardinals said that they have the day off today to educate and reflect on who we are as individuals and where we need to progress as a people. Honored to be in this organization, men and women who lead the charge for change in this country. On that topic, Vikings linebacker and leader Eric Kendricks joined Steve Watching Company on Inside Training Camp Live today.
And Eric, the Vikings have decided to practice today, but what have some of the discussions been? Because you all have been at the forefront of this, as I like to say, the tip of the arrow, since the George Floyd murders happened there in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, obviously this is the dialogue that we've been having, as a nation. It wasn't easy, coming to work today. We talked about it pretty much all day, all morning so far. I was skeptical kind of about, if I should take this or not, because it was high emotions, you know what I mean? But inevitably, we feel this way because we are the bridge, to our communities, Kids listen to us, it's important. These are real issues that are happening, and these officers that are committing these murders, they need to be not only prosecuted but convicted. It's just it has to happen.
Yeah, Eric. We've all been in locker rooms. Steve White, he's covered this game for a long time. Steve Smith and I, we've been in locker rooms just like you're in the locker room right now. Talk about some of the things that some of the white players are saying and how important their voice is to this movement, and how your team has brought those voices together, so that you guys have kind of one voice going forward as a team.
It's important for us to understand that they cannot they cannot walk in our shoes. You know what I mean? Obviously, they can know these things are happening and want to fix it, but they recognize that these are issues that they can't relate to, you know what I mean? And
see me stalled out, Bubba. Touch that center, stalled out. Wash your hands first.
People from all socioeconomic backgrounds, and we're forced to work together for a common goal. Not a lot of people have those opportunities. So, it's a blessing, that we all have this opportunity to be, on a team together discussing these issues. But, now it's kind of the conversation that our end is turned. We want to make the maximum amount of impact. You know what I mean? We want to make these changes feasible. We want to learn more about what's going on, whether it's the judicial system, whether it's police reform or XYZ, education. It goes on and on. Like, we want to get
a grasp of these things that we have going on and attack them in the best way we can. And that's the conversation we're having. You know, we're not perfect. We don't know how to do it exactly. But we are the bridge to our communities. And it's important. And it is important.
Big old clump I threw it together.
You know, sometimes people would say, well, you're an athlete, so you don't receive racism, or you don't, you're looked at differently. How do we remove the athlete and really give a person a peek into, right now that's watching this, a peek into, even though you received a great education, even though you're a fantastic football player, you still have feelings and have experienced things that a person who does not look like you will never have to deal with it based on the color of their skin.
You know, being from Fresno, California, you know, a lot of people live underneath the poverty line. And when you have people living underneath the poverty line, it's obviously a lot of the minorities, you know what I mean? So I went to school and I've been around, you know, people who have been kind of, the chips have been stacked against them from the jump, you know what I mean? And not only does their economics take, you know, take a toll on that, the education they receive, but you know, you have all these things going wrong with these kids, and then on top of that, they may be, you know, black, and they may be receiving furthermore racism for that. So it's like, how do we fix it? I mean, I'm working on it. You know, there's so many things I'm involved in right now, but just overall recognizing these things that are in place and these issues we have is what, you know, we're trying to get people on board for the most part.
No, Eric, it's crazy, bro. Ever since the George Floyd thing happened and I started tweeting things about, you know, social injustice or whatever, I've lost 5,000 followers on Twitter. And so my question to you is, what has been your interaction with fans? What has been your interaction with people, like when you're walking in the streets, when you're at the grocery store and things like that, knowing that you guys are trying to lead the charge for change?
You know, I always treat people with respect, you know what I mean? I'm all about unity, and I truly believe that, you know, we must come together, you know, but, you know, it's difficult, you know, it's more to that.
It's all good, man. I got you. It's all good.
Yeah, so I'm really emotional right now, you know, like.
Yeah, it's all good, man. We all go through it, bro. You know? It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. You good. You good.
Hey, Eric, thanks a lot, man. We've done some things together. Your spirit and your soul, we know what you're about. Appreciate you taking the time, man. Hang strong. I know the Vikings are trying to lead the way in that community. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, we must come together, man. We gotta, you know. I truly believe that, you know, as a people, we have the same fundamental needs. You know what I mean? We need love. You know, we need food. You know, things like that. And the more we can realize that everyone together has these same fundamental needs, you know what I mean? The more we realize that you and me are so much more alike than we are different. And I think we all embrace a little bit of that. You know, we can start to look out for the person that's next to us, regardless of, you know, their sexual orientation, their skin color, you know, where they were brought up at, you know, how they speak, vice versa. You know, I'm gonna keep doing what I can. You know, I'm gonna keep pushing people. You know, keep having these conversations. You know, I don't want to speak on behalf of my whole team because we are still having these internal conversations, and I want us to be a group, be unity, you know, and move forward to create this change. But I can tell you we're working on it, and it's emotionally draining, but you know, it's nothing we can't handle, you know, as athletes, and I love to see all the athletes banding together for this, and you know, I'm gonna do my part. Take care, guys.
Eric, thanks so much. And guys, what he just said, let's take a snippet of it. It's nothing that we cannot handle.
Passionate plea there from Eric Kendricks, linebacker of the Minnesota Vikings. Daniel Thomas and Sean O'Hara here as we close things up on NFL Total Access. Sean, what Eric said there about unity kind of highlights the ability of sports to provide here, especially not just in this conversation, but in so many conversations.
Yeah, it certainly does, and certainly it's an emotional day for everybody involved. When I think about sports, when I think about both as an individual and as a team, it's always about progress, right? Getting better each day, keep moving forward. And to quote Martin Luther King, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. The Bible means keep moving forward.
Since the time I can think about, sports athletes have taken, the lead on many of
Get this drive started. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over.
in sports. And I just wonder, guys, over the next 20 years, our kids, they're going to learn from what our athletes are doing today, and that is inspiring.
Proud to be a part of the discussion that we've had throughout the day here on NFL Network. Thanks for watching NFL 29.
Oikos 000 is number 26, Saquon Barkley. Protein to be strong. And we all know why the big football man needs to be strong. To get from the car to the house with all the groceries in one trip. Not 2 trips. 1 trip.
I eat the protein that comes in this yogurt.
After 225 years of Jim Beam, you'd think we just look back on our past. Nope. We're looking to our future. We're crafting new bourbons. Creating new ways to drink them. And teaching a new generation of distillers. So no, we're not raising a glass to the last 225 years. We're raising Jim Beam 225 years to come.
That's a buffalo flatbread bullseye from my mouth to air. Oh, hiding, huh? The new grilled buffalo chicken, Papa tangy buffalo sauce, grilled chicken, and melty cheese for just $6. Papa John's.
Things are a little quiet around here. We've missed the fun. We've missed the excitement. We've missed the entertainment. We've missed the nightlife. But most of all, we miss you. Caesar's Rewards. When you're ready, you'll hear me.
I'm going to practice. Be back before work, I know.
Experience amazing.
This year I'm going to teach my class about composting. This year I get to do kindergarten with Dad. This year, my classroom's going to be in space.
I watch it pretty much every day. I love the group.
This is the guy who changed the game.
You've been an absolute leader.
Yeoman football is part of my routine.
They might be the team no one wants to play.
I've never seen anything like it. Keeps you engaged and keeps you where you need to be. We are loaded with every touchdown from every game to the every Sunday afternoon. For a touchdown. We were built for days like today.
Snipped out from the starters. They're driving for a loss of 4. Really sets them up.
You can pick any matchup you want in this game, Charles. There are so many good ones. But for the 49ers, their run game serves as the second best in the NFL.
And the run game showed up last week, even though they lost to Baltimore. They've done it back to mini all year. Raheem Mostert at 146 yards. We'll see if he continues to have the hot hand. They're going to continue to run the ball against a Saints defensive front that tries to discourage you from running it. But as the game goes on, quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo will have to hit some key throws.
Yeah, the Saints team 3 in the league against the run, too. And the Saints are winning 10-2, but they're doing it in a little different ways than we've seen in the past.
Certainly are, because normally we talk about Drew Brees in this spot. We're going to lead with Cam Jordan in the defensive line of the Saints. He's playing like a candidate for NFL Defensive Player of the Year, and they stop you running it, and then they get after you in the passing game. But Drew Brees in the offense, they will be heard from today.
And Sean Payton has been in plenty of these big games before. 13th year as head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Number 1 seed last year, trying to do it again. Kyle Shanahan has completely revitalized his 49ers team. San Francisco won the toss. They have deferred. And here we go from New Orleans. And there's a take it on out. 5 yards deep. Makes the man miss. Up to the 25 and Licker. Exciting return. Got him 2 extra yards. That decision, and for the first time, we will see Drew Brees, who leads the Saints offense on the field. He keeps getting better completion percentage every year. He breaks his record, Charles, every single year. He's doing it again, 74%. And this is great. You look at this offense, they're 9th in the league in scoring. Behind this offensive line, Teron Armstead is back at left tackle today. They missed him last week. How about Taysom Hill? We put a question mark there because he's everywhere. He plays every position. He's a big factor for these Saints. And on first down, they will run it to Kamara. Alvin Kamara goes nowhere on first down. Charles against this 49ers defense, which is number 1 in the league, 2nd in scoring, number 1 in total yards. This front 5, D Ford is back today as a pass rush specialist. They are ferocious.
If there's one word I would give the 49ers defense today, it's patience. Patience against the run game of New Orleans as they try to establish it, and patience trying to get to Drew Brees, who's very quick getting the ball out of his hands to his receivers.
Drew Brees going to send it out to Kamara. Makes a cut across the 30. Kamara should have a first down. Nice move by Alvin Kamara. Got a good block from Taysom Hill.
And you notice how quickly the ball is in Drew Brees' hands on this swing pass to Alvin Kamara. Nick Bosa, number 97, he's geared up. This whole entire San Francisco defensive front is fired up. They chased around Lamar Jackson last week. They chased around Kyler Murray 2 times in previous weeks. They want a chance to get to a stationary quarterback, but Brees frustrates you because the ball's going quickly.
He's going deep in a hurry, and the pass is probably knocked away. Hill was fighting for it. Sherman, though, knocked it down, and it's 2nd down.
You know how offenses are always trying to create mismatches with bigger guys on smaller guys? When you have a tight end like Josh Hill, your backup tight end, going against Richard Sherman, that's a mismatch the other way. People have tried to get deep on Richard Sherman all year long. You know, on passes 20 yards or more, people are 0-7 against Sherman. He's got 3 pass breakups and an interception. He may have lost his step in speed, but he gains it in savvy.
Latavius Murray gets his first carry of the game and has a nice seam on the right side. And Murray works his way out to the 45-yard line. Charles, he's been kind of a forgotten guy. He had back-to-back 100-yard games earlier, and in the 4 games since, he's only got 105 yards total.
I get the sense that he will carry the ball a little bit more today. And there's an early injury. Richard Sherman, who hurt his knee in Baltimore. They were worried about him being able to play today. He made it back. Looks like he's grabbing his right bicep after attempting that tackle. Here's the tackle against Murray, and the knee right on the bicep ends up getting him.
Emmanuel Mosley comes in for him. He's played well. Got some starts earlier in the year, number 41. On a 3rd and 2, Brees, quick trigger. Michael Thomas has the catch, and it's a first down. His league-leading 111th catch of the year, and another first down on the opening drive.
And already we're seeing the Saints understanding how fast they've got to get the ball in their hands against this ferocious pass rush from San Francisco. That ball has gone from Drew Brees' hands almost as quickly as he grabs it on the snap, and Michael Thomas works his way free. What's that, number 111 on the year? The man is amazing downfield.
On a first down, a fake. Taysom Hill's wide open hook in his first catch. With room to run, it's Taysom Hill who's got a first down for New Orleans. We told you he'd be everywhere. We gave him the question mark that time as a receiver. And he picks up 12.